and his panelists, Caden Harris, CEO Caden Teaches, and Zoe Oley, CEO Beautiful Curly Me.
This is great. I love this session. Who is the next tycoon? And in my role as CEO of Forbes, I get to meet a lot of entrepreneurs over the years and get to interview them, meet them at different events. And when I was asked, would you like to interview two entrepreneurs when we're at Forbes BLK, I assumed they were 25, 30, maybe even 40, who knows? And when I met these two, I was just blown away. And as a look into the future, I'd say our future is good. So let me do brief introductions, and then I'm going to really get to questions for you guys. Caden Harris here, CEO of Caden Teaches. Started his first company at the age of 7, wrote a book at the age of 8, and he graduated high school at 13. Come on. And Zoe Oley, CEO of Beautiful Curly Me, founded her company 5 years ago, which I think would put you at 7 years old as well. Author of several children's books, and the youngest Black TEDx speaker. Both are Atlanta's own too, so this is really a great tribute to the city here, I think, as well. So why don't we start with Zoe? Let me ask you the question, because I get asked all the time from young under 30s about how do I start a company? How, I want to be an entrepreneur, but like, how do you begin? So tell us your origin story, your beginning of your company.
So, girls' confidence drops by 30% by age 8. When I was 6 years old, I did not like my hair, and I wished it was straight like my classmates. And this is not just me, there's so many other girls who are not confident in themselves. My mom got me a black doll that looked like me to help, and it really did. But I noticed that the doll did not have hair that looked like mine, and I wanted dolls with curls and braids. So when she went back to the stores, couldn't find any, I decided that I wanted to make my own business and do something about it. And that's how I got started.
That's how you got started? Your story, how did you start at 7 years old? I was barely reading or walking or whatever. What were you doing at 7 that made you start a company?
Well, I would always go to business meetings with my dad, and at that point I didn't understand what financial literacy was, and I would always hear them talking about it, so I decided to take it upon myself and learn about it so that I could teach it to kids in a way that they could understand. And I really didn't think that my journey would lead me to this point, sitting down on a Forbes stage speaking to the CEO. I mean, life is awesome. When I say that, I really do mean it, because I actually had a speech impediment until the age of 5, so I couldn't speak until I was 5 years old. So I would leave off the beginning and end off of words. And I had to go through years of speech therapy to eventually prevail and be able to take grand stages like being here at Forbes, the Disney Dreamers Academy, and I recently even spoke at the White House.
I don't know what you're feeding the kids down here in Atlanta, but now you spoke at the White House, and I believe, Zoe, you just met Kamala Harris, our Vice President. You guys are way beyond. This is incredible. But tell us a little bit about financial literacy is what your mission is around. So tell us how you're going about teaching financial literacy and who you're teaching it to.
Well, I have my financial bus, which has a mock bank, mock grocery store, and mock stock exchange. So it teaches kids how to earn, save, budget, and invest in a fun and interactive way. So at the mock bank, they're able to learn how to deposit and withdraw their money. At the mock grocery store, they're able to learn learn how to have a family budget and what their parents go through at the store, so they're not just taking stuff off the shelves and throwing it in the cart. The mock stock exchange, so that they can learn how to invest in stock and how great of an investment it really can be. And my curriculum, which I have, it teaches kids everything they need to know before they graduate high school. It's a middle school curriculum, so I'm looking to create a K through 12 curriculum and implement it into schools all around the world and even translate it so that kids all over the world can learn about financial literacy.
Very cool. And I should tell you, I asked both Zoe and Caden backstage, you know, these are really nice stories, but are your companies, do you make money? They both looked at me disdainfully, like, of course we make money, this is what it's about. So tell us exactly how you are making money. What is your business?
So my company, Beautiful Curly Me, is a brand on a mission to inspire confidence in young Black and brown girls. And we do this through a line of beautiful black dolls. I have written books, and we also have puzzles. And for every doll that is bought on my website, I give one to a young girl in need because I do not want any other girl to feel the way I felt. 7 out of 10 girls do not believe that they are good enough. And that, to me, is unacceptable. So I'm working to change that.
This is a question that's almost hard to ask because, you know, most CEOs create 5-year, 10-year plans. That's half these guys' life, almost the whole life. But what do you think about in the future? What are the goals that you set for yourself? So why don't you start us out, and then Caden, how do you set goals at such an early age to look 5 years down the road?
So in the next 5 years, I want to positively impact the lives of 1 million girls. And I want to do this through expanding my product line to include more books and dolls, as well as expanding my social impact to reach more girls globally. And I'm working on speaking, as well as launching in retail and a girls confidence course and a girls empowerment club that's going to be reaching schools soon.
And my future goal is to teach over 500,000 kids about financial literacy, and I'm going to do that with the financial curriculum because, of course, I can't be everywhere at once, but the curriculum can. So just implementing that into more schools, and that's one of my biggest plans for the future. And also reaching different corporate partners because I was able to start this journey with a $200 investment and turn it into a six-figure business. So who knows what I'll be able to do with an investment from a company like Coca-Cola or Home Depot, all companies here in Atlanta.
These two are going places. So, you know, this morning we heard Elon Youngblood talk about how he came from a large family. They didn't have a lot of money, but his parents taught him the most important lesson, that they loved him and taught him how to love, and also how to believe that you could do anything. And I was able to meet your parents backstage, or your mother, your dad and mom. And what influence or how much was your family involved in the development, or did you just say at 6.5? I'm leaving, I'm going to start my own company.
Well, my parents overall have been helping me along this journey this entire time. As I said, I got started with a $200 investment from my dad, and I would go to all these different business meetings, and he would always be the one to push me to go the extra mile. And my mom was always one of the creative geniuses behind it. She would always come up with these awesome ideas. And my dad, he's been my business manager. We have a running joke that he's the business manager who can never be fired. And my sister, she owns her own business, her own health and wellness company, where she has her own affirmation cards, vitamins, and seasonings as well. So she's also been a help just getting her input as well, and she helps out where she can.
It sounds like an investment in the whole family is what we should be making here. This is great. Zoe?
My mom has definitely been so instrumental to the growth of my company. I mean, from day one, even though it took her a while to believe I was serious about starting a company at 6, but she really helped me so much. She pushed me, even when I'm at school or when I'm doing other things, she's always helping out. And really, she's just been my rock and really so amazing during the whole experience.
How do you, we heard in the Barbie panel about you can't only make a product, you got to market it and sell it. How do you guys, how do you market and sell your product? I mean, that's a lot of experience goes into a lot of marketing in a lot of places. So I'm curious at such a young age how you do that.
Well, one of the biggest ways I've been able to market my business is from media exposure. I've been featured on every single local news channel here in Atlanta. I've been on Good Morning America, The Today Show. So that's been one of the biggest things, just media coverage, because that drives a lot of people to my website and to book me for speaking, because a lot of events that I've had recently have come from Good Morning America.
Media coverage, here we go. Zoe?
I definitely agree. Media coverage has been great for me as well. Just word of mouth, email marketing, social media has been big. And just whenever I speak, I think a lot of things come from that. I gave a TEDx talk when I was 10, and that really helped. So just media, but also social media and word of mouth. Yeah.
And one other thing we're looking to implement in my company is SEO, which is search engine optimization, so that when you type in Caden Harris or Caden Teaches a Rich Kid, you instantly see me.
Zoe, when we talk about sales and marketing, you whispered something backstage. I don't know if you're willing to share it here, but when you talk about sales, is that okay? Or I'm talking about your retail deal.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
I mean, if you all can keep a secret, I'm actually launching in retail next month in Target.
Both these folks are humble and very wonderful young people. And, you know, Target's that little small retailer you guys have heard of, right? That's such an accomplishment. That's incredible, I think. Hey, another thing I'm curious about, because I manage a lot of people, and people ask me, oh, as CEO, what's the hardest thing you do? And it's always people, or the toughest problems you have, it's always people. When you have hundreds of people, it gets exponentially complicated and tough. But you manage older people in this case. Zoe, I know you're managing a lot of older people. Older, like even older than 20. So how do you do that at such a young age? Or how do you get the most out of people?
At first, it was definitely intimidating sitting on a call with all these adults, but I think just having confidence in myself and remembering that I am the CEO, I did earn this, and all of my team have been super supportive and instrumental during my journey, and it has been very, very lonely just being an entrepreneur. I'm sure there are entrepreneurs in the audience. That's part of the reason why I started Lead Me in Business, which is a growth accelerator for young entrepreneurs ages 11 to 17. Caden here was actually part of our first cohort. So we are helping kids that already have businesses to scale them by giving them access to community, content, and capital.
Caden, we're out of time, but I'll give you the last word. How do you work with older people and motivate older people?
Well, I've My dad always gave me the confidence to be who I am and to take grand stages, even with people that are older than me. He tells me that I belong in every room I go in, no matter who's in there, the good business people that may be in there, that I belong there. So I've been able to help by teaching them about financial literacy, teaching their kids about financial literacy. So I've always been confident in what it is that I do.
With that, I will say I think our future is in good hands. So,